How's it going, everybody? Just gonna kind of let everything happen. Yeah. Gotta get my poop in a group. All right, so tonight we're gonna do some pork wontons. Last night I started my pork butt in the oven, or not in the oven, but in the slow cooker, and then let that go overnight. Shredded all that up after I got home from work. So that we're gonna do some pork wontons. We got some cabbage, some broccoli, some carrot, some green onion. I forgot ginger, so we're gonna go without ginger. For those who are gluten free, you can make little spring rolls. We're gonna do some fried spring rolls. For those who aren't gluten free, we actually are going to do wontons. And so what we're going to start off with is we're going to start off by just getting our filling started. And so what we got going on here is I have my oil preheating. This is the stock that I cooked my pork in. I'm actually going to turn that up. I cooked this down with some cinnamon, some bay leaf, some rice wine vinegar, some garlic, and little sesame oil, some liquid aminos. For those who are trying to not do soy, liquid aminos are really, I mean, it's still soy, but it's not non-GMO soybeans. So still soy, but not quite as bad as normal soy. Grab some cloves. Like I said, we're just going to reduce our stock down. I'm going to make a little sauce out of that. What I got right here in this little pan is I'm just heating up some water for the rice papers. You have to make the rice papers pliable, and to do that you have to kind of heat them up in some water first. So remember cutting cabbage, there's this core right here, cut in at kind of an angle, get rid of that core. Cut that down. We're going to make smaller shreds. So as you can see, it's a pretty small piece of cabbage. And we're just going to julienne that real fine. Remember, tuck your fingers. Keep them away from the knife blade. And the reason I'm using just your normal run-of-the-mill green cabbage instead of Napa cabbage is it's a little hardier, so it's going to withstand the heat a little bit more and give us a little bit more crunch. Napa cabbage, which is more traditionally an Asian cabbage, the actual leaf is very soft. So just your normal run-of-the-mill green cabbage is going to give you a little bit more crunch when you're cooking it in oil. So essentially what we're making right now is just a slaw. Kind of just making a slaw filling. Holy shit, Locust, you made it! That's amazing! How are you doing, Locust? I'm sorry I did not catch your stream earlier. I was at work. Set that out of the way. So we're going to do our scallion. We're just going to cut the ends off those. We're going to throw them in our stock that we're reducing. We can kind of pick those out later. But we're just going to keep that rolling high, reducing down. I'm going to try and make a nice sauce for all this. And so, like I said, we're going to just smaller dice on the scallion. We're going to work our way back ever so slightly. Remember, keep your fingers tucked. You don't want to miss part of your finger. Trust me, it sucks. Every time I hit the tip of my middle finger on anything, it hurts real bad because I cut it right at the nerve ending. We're just going to throw these tips in there too for some extra flavor. I made it for once. I'm doing good. Chillaxing before my next stream in 3 hours. How are you doing today, dude? Doing good, man. Surprisingly, it was a really good Monday. Work was super chill. We got a bunch of work done. Everyone was in a pretty good mood, and I mean, I feel like it's going to be a good week, man. Like, usually if Monday is a good day, then usually the rest of the week's pretty decent. Man, you're doing another stream again? Like, didn't you already stream today? That's insane. All right, so we're just going to take the heads of this broccoli, and we're just going to kind of very roughly chop this all up. We want to make very small broccoli heads. Traditionally, I wouldn't put broccoli in like a spring roll or anything like that, but I'm kind of I just want to use up the rest of this broccoli, so I'm just gonna cut it up real small, get it in there. the other thing too. I mean, you can use whatever veggies you want. I'm just trying to burn up some veg that I had in the fridge. So I'm just putting this in a mixing bowl for right now. Dual stream with Sleazy, dang. I feel really bad because every time Sleazy goes live, it's like either I'm like literally head hitting the pillow, or I'm like at work, or it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm passed out. So I feel kind of bad about that. So what we got here is we got some bean sprouts, some really stout bean sprouts, as you can see. And we're just going to give these a rough chop as well. We're just going to cut these up into smaller bits. I don't like smaller sprouts because then it's just, I mean, it's legitimately like eating pubes. I'm not a big fan of sprouts. But these bigger bean sprouts, when used right, you know, they're pretty handy. Kind of a rough chop on those. Yeah, for sure, man. Like I mean, I feel bad because like he's popped into a few of my streams and hung out, and it's been super fun. He's always super fun to have in stream because he's like really engaged and really like into what's going on, and I just feel bad because like every time he streams, it's just like shit. I'm at work. So we're just gonna cut the ends of these carrots off. I'm gonna pull this fancy tool back out. So this is actually a dual peeler. I don't like the normal peeler on it, but this actually has a julienne peeler. So if I run my peeler across like that, I just get nice shreds of carrot. And so that's what we're going to use for inside our slaw. And you can pick these up for like $6-7 on Amazon, and they're like super handy. My old boss would always say, like, learn how to do it right first, and then then pull out all the fun tools. And while I do agree with him, like, ain't nobody got time. Like, this is, you know, you're just getting home from work, you want something fancy. And it's like, show me how to do it the quickest way possible. Carrots get a little hard to hold after a while because they have a lot of moisture in them. I mean, that's why people juice carrots, because there is a lot of juice. All right, I'm going to turn our water down to low. Hey, Yuki, how are you doing? All right, so we're gonna I cheated. I got some pre-peeled garlic. After working in a kitchen for years and just getting jugs of pre-peeled garlic, like, it's so hard for me to go back to peeling garlic. Call me lazy. I'll take it. That's fine. Am I gonna do a surprise share with JL again? Possibly. Actually, no. In all probability, yes. I just like, making a little extra, popping over there. He's helped me out a lot with getting my stream set up and everything. And he's actually the one that talked me into streaming, rather than just doing YouTube videos. So, I feel a little obligated to hook him up with some food from time to time. All right, so again, like I said, this is probably the best little investment I ever made. It was 20 bucks. It's like 6 years old. Just a little Ninja food processor. Again, if you want to learn how to do it the right way, how to mince garlic by hand, that's fine. Me personally, I just like going like this. And then I'm done. Very helpful, all around awesome. I would agree. I would tend to agree with that statement. So, see, I mean, just like that, you got minced garlic. I mean, you can't really beat that. So we're gonna stick that garlic in there, and then we'll throw the rest of that fresh garlic in our stock and let that keep reducing. Like I said, and when I say reduce, like, I mean reduce. Like, we're gonna reduce this to almost nothing. Oh, it's smelling really good. Let's go ahead and clean up the board a little bit. And let's go ahead and grab a paper towel. All right, now let's start building our slaw. So what I have here, it's called sambal olek. This is essentially just the ground chili from sriracha. It's not super refined in the paste or anything yet. It's literally just the chili, and it's a really good source of heat. So what do I got into cooking? How long have I been doing it with an audience? Probably about a month and a half with an audience. I've done a few cooking demos before, and I've helped out in a few cooking demos before. I was in culinary for almost 10 years. So I've been cooking for a long time. More so in a professional setting, not really at home or anything like that. But, there's a lot of training involved. Like, you get new people coming in, because unfortunately it is a very high turnover job. What I got here is just some sweet chili sauce. We're going to add a little bit of that to both our sauce and our slaw. And then we are going to hit our slaw with some more of our liquid aminos. And then same with our sauce. So yeah, in front of people, not so much. Like I've done omelet bars and carving stations, stuff like that. So it's give or take. I would say more so in front of people, like 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, doing plated banquets, stuff like that, interacting with guests. I've pretty much always worked in a hospitality setting. And what I mean by that is I've never really worked in a place that was strictly a restaurant. There's always been like a hotel, a resort attached. So I've always had to interact with guests in some form or another. So I don't know. So the hospitality aspect of it kind of adds that human interaction. I hate Brussels sprouts. See, feed me, see more. I'm actually not a big fan of Brussels either, but I do like bacon Brussels. Bacon Brussels are delicious. All right, we're going to give this slaw a taste. All right, so just kind of recap what I got going on here is I got some water heating up for some spring roll wrappers. This is our rice paper. Oil is preheated in the back. I'm reducing the stock that we cooked our pork in for 24 hours. I'm reducing that down and I'm going to make a sauce out of it. And it's smelling really, really good. What we got in here is we just got some cabbage. We got some fine diced broccoli. We got some carrot. We got some scallion. We got some garlic. Got some sambal. Got some sweet chili. What else? Cabbage. Bean sprouts. Now, flavor-wise, it's really good. It's got a sweetness. It's got a heat. But we need some tang. So we're gonna hit this with some rice wine vinegar. I swear half my stream is just me rifling through my cupboards. So just hit that with some rice wine vinegar. We're gonna mix that up. So you might notice I'm not adding pork yet. So I'm going to make a couple of vegetarian rolls first. And that's really good, but this is the key to really good, homemade Asian. Just sprinkle some toasted sesame oil on it. Game over. Need some tang. Some super tang. And now, rice wine vinegar has it has a lot of sweetness to it. That a lot of people kind of assume just because it's vinegar, it's not that sweet. Rice wine vinegar has a lot of sweetness, and so we're actually going to even add some of that to the sauce we're reducing down right now. Now, I haven't tasted this yet. I'm going strictly off smell. It's smelling amazing. I'm going to crack myself open a beverage. Palate cleanser, if you will. All right, so we got our hot water. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the heat on that so that maybe you can see. So this is what a rice paper looks like. This is what a rice spring roll wrapper looks like. And we're just going to dip this ever so slightly. I'm going to tilt this camera kind of down toward this pan. All right, so we're just going to dip each side ever so slightly in the water. And you're going to feel it go from rigid to soft and almost translucent. And that's what we want. So we're going to lay that down on our cutting board. We're going to grab some of our filling. And then here, I'm going to pull that up. Move this kind of closer so you can see. Something happened. Thank you, JL Draco, with the host. Thank you much. How are you doing tonight, sir? All right, so the trick with rice papers are they're super fragile and they're really sticky. So I'm going to make my first fold. I'm going to fold my ends in. And then I'm going to roll again. So this was kind of a shitty roll. I got a hole in the paper, so we're not going to use that one. So let's go ahead and grab another paper. And the thing about rice papers is, like, you're gonna mess at least one or two up. So just be prepared for that. You're not failing. You're not anything. These are literally a pain in the ass to work with. So let's actually just take that one. We're going to double wrap it. And then we're going to roll that up. And then you got a spring roll. Now let's see if we can make a better not double wrapped. Working and lurking. Right on. How is the website stuff going? Is it going or is it not going? Are things looking promising? One more little dip for those ends. All right, now we're going to grab another batch and another couple pinches. Make our first roll tight, close the ends off, and then finish the roll. And that is a little bit better. That's more so what we're looking for with the rice rolls. And so we're going to make 3 veggie rolls. Lindsay Lag is also working and lurking. Everybody be careful because Lindsay is a dragon. She'll fuck your shit up. Just saying. Surprise butt flex, what's up? I love the name. I don't think I've ever seen you in stream, but I am so glad you're here right now. Your name just totally made my night. All right, we're going to grab a couple more pinches. We're going to grab this first end and bring it up. We're going to kind of tuck it in. We're going to tuck our ends in, and then we're going to finish our roll. All right, now we're going to add our pork to our mixture. Something happened again. Surprise butt flex is now following. Thank you so much. I'm at, like, not that you can tell because I got a big old booty. I'll do a little butt flex. Just an honor. All right, so now we got our pork in there. We're going to mix this up. Some porky, delicious goodness. Grab another pinch of pork. And so if you're wondering what is going on, for those just tuning in, what's happening is we got our oil preheating. We got water warm to soak down rice papers. We got the stock that we cooked our pork butt in. We cooked that overnight. Eggman, I need to talk to you. A date with me and my mom. JL, you can have a date with me and my mom too. Surprise butt flex. I feel like I know you, but I do not know that screen name. All right, so let's make some pork spring rolls. And just like that, we have a pork spring roll. On stream. What? What is happening? So just a reminder, if we can hit 50 follows before the new year, which is I know is incredibly close, surprisingly close. We, after surprise butt flexes follow, we are only 16 follows away. Everyone's name will be thrown in a hat, and a drawing will be made for the lucky winner to receive a brand new chef knife for use in their own home. I don't want to distract. I'll explain later. Fair enough. I need more rice papers. What's really funny is I have an abundance of rice papers because spring rolls, once you get the hang of them, are super easy and delicious. I'm actually... All right, we're going to try and get you in as close as I can possibly get this so you can see the rolling process. So it's okay that the paper is a little broken up. No big deal. Like I said, these are super rigid at first, and then you dip them in the warm/hot water, and they loosen up. All right, so now we got our sheet. We're going to lay that down flat. We're going to pinch up some of our filling. And then we're going to grab this end, roll it over, kind of pinch it in. So I'm kind of pinching everything in. Finish the roll. Grab and tuck the ends inside. And then just really roll it tight. And then, boom. Spring roll. So we're going to do a couple more of these because Cakes has requested these for lunch tomorrow. So that's the other thing, when we're cooking dinner, think about what you want for lunch tomorrow. And, try and cross-utilize as much as you can. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So what we have in the filling is we got some pork. More specifically, we got pork butt. We have green cabbage. We got some broccoli, carrot. We have, what else do we got? Some green onion. We got some scallion. We hit it with a little rice wine vinegar, a little toasted sesame oil, a little bit of soy, some sambal, and some sweet chili sauce. Just trying to get a nice, we got some fresh garlic in there too. Just trying to get a nice, and bean sprouts. We're just trying to get a nice blend of that sweet, savory, spicy deliciousness. Boom, spring roll. Exactly. Now what we have right here, going to the right of me, is the braising liquid from our pork that we braised overnight. We're reducing that down, and we're gonna try and make a nice little sauce out of it. And like I said, if your rice roll does not want to cooperate, they're a huge pain in the ass, and there's no shame in throwing one to the side and just starting a new one. Which is probably what I should do with this one. But I'm going to let it ride. We're going to let it ride. Alright, now while that whatever bad at folding. Okay, so Lindsay, that is not true. I am actually dreadful at origami. absolutely dreadful. It's just a lot of practice. You literally, I actually take a burrito roll approach to it, where um, normally with a burrito, I would fold in this way first and then go this way. But with these, I go this way first, so top first, and kind of go over what I need, so I don't try to put the edge right up to where the filling ends. I go over, and then I pull it back taut, and then I finish the roll, and then I'll tuck the edges inside, and then I'll like full on finish the roll up. And then I'm going to show you an interesting way to do these wontons. So don't remember, we're not just doing spring rolls, we're doing wontons too. So these are wonton skins. And they're nice little squares. And what we're going to do is we're going to make triangles. And we're actually going to make almost tortellini little tortellini like eggs or wontons. So I'm going to turn the heat down on that and crack my window open because it is starting to get smoky as a mug in here. Because I'm so used to working in industrial kitchens that I come home and turn everything on high, and then my house is smoky all the time. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to grab an egg, and we're just going to crack that in there. We're just going to whip this egg up real quick. This egg actually isn't going or anything. We're using the egg as a sealer. Man, it got really smoky in here. Like, you don't realize it in the moment. And I'm out of gloves again. That's fine. That is a-okay. So the trick with the wontons is you can't use that much filling. Like literally a pinch. Like even that's probably too much filling. No, that'll be alright. We'll pinch a little bit more. Get some more veggies in there. So then what we're doing is we're just running our egg wash along the sides. And we're going to pinch down on the edges. And pinch those in. And then boom, wonton. So that was a little heavy on the filling. So we'll go a little lighter. Got our egg wash. Make the edges meet. Seal the edges up. Push in. Get a little egg wash right there. The egg wash just kind of helps everything stick together. And then, just like that, you have a fancy ass wonton. I only need the one glove. Well, really, it's a usually. I like I said, I worked in kitchens for almost a decade, so for like handling food, I always like it's just out of habit. I wear gloves, especially when you're cooking at home. It's not that big a deal, but if I was handling like raw poultry or something like that, I would feel weird just because I'm so used to using gloves that it's kind of like a thing. So like I said, we're just pinching here, small amounts. Like wontons cannot hold that much filling, surprisingly. So we're just like I said, we're folding up the triangle, we're pinching the ends. The dough will flex a little bit, but not that much. So that's why you got to kind of do like what we're doing here. Now this is where it gets kind of tedious. It's because you're just like, oh man, I really want wontons for dinner. I could just pinch them up like this and leave them at that and be done. But I've spent a long time doing them this way, pinching them up like this, and just to kind of show you. I mean, this is how we did it at my last job, and or at my last cooking job. And when you have to do this for a service for 150 people, you're just like, oh man, these are so pretty, they're so amazing, and then you just get like super bummed out because you're like, oh man, I gotta sit there and do wontons all night. Shit. But yeah, just look at that. It is pretty, and it is kind of worth it. Like I said, the egg wash just kind of helps seal the wonton up. Yeah, man. Like that's the thing. Exactly. But then you run out of gloves really fast. Yeah, it's that conundrum. I found actually. So if there's a Harbor Freight near you, Locust, that is the cheapest place to get nitrile gloves. Hands down. Um, just pop into Harbor Freight. They have them. They usually have them for like less than $10 a box, which is not bad at all. Like you're tough to find a better deal like that locally and not ordering through Amazon or something like that. And so these pork wontons work really well. Like if you're going to a party and you got something going on, like whether you want to do pork or, I mean, you can do beef, you can do chicken, you can do whatever you want. These little wontons, they are time consuming, but they are a hit. People love wontons. People love the shit out of some wontons. I love wontons. I don't know about you guys, but I love wontons. I also have a deep love for egg rolls. Pretty much you fry anything, I'm a fan of it. I don't know if you guys have ever had deep fried Twinkies, but holy shit. That's that's something to write home to mom about. Harbor Freight. It's like the cheap tool um, place. It's just like, you get a socket set for $5 type place. Like it's just cheap, shitty tools that you know are gonna break, but you go there because you know you're not gonna feel bad when you break your $5 tool as opposed to your $100 tool. They just have like everything in there is just super cheap. Um, it's like the dollar store except for it's for tools, and it's a little bit more expensive than that. But it's just out of curiosity, I was in there one day, and I had to grab some moving blankets because they had them for super cheap. So I was grabbing the moving blankets, and it was right off the end of the glove aisle, or there was gloves right at the end of the aisle. So I went to check it out, and then, like I said, they were on sale for like $6 for a pack of them, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like that shit's like gold. Most places in town, you're looking at least 15, $20 for them. So the fact that I know I can get them at least $5 cheaper than anywhere else in town is a good thing. All right, I think we're gonna call that good on wontons. Anytime, Lucas. Anytime. They're just like the handiest things to have, and when you don't have them, it's a total pain in the ass. So what I'm actually gonna do, this was just kind of a forethought, afterthought, I guess, not forethought. If I had forethought, I would have already started this. So I have this handy dandy rice cooker, and I'm gonna get some rice going real quick. Now, the rice cooker usually calls for less rice, or for less water. But I still like to follow the golden rule: 1 part rice, 2 parts water. we're just gonna we're just gonna get that going for now. We're gonna take a look at our sauce that we've kind of neglected, and by neglect I mean we did exactly what we wanted to do and just let it reduce down. That's really hot. All right, that has a very good flavor to it. The salt is there, the heat is there, you get a lot of the pork flavor. The pork flavor is there. I want a little bit more sweetness, and so we're gonna hit it with some more of this mayploy. That I have no idea. Haha. We're gonna hit it with some more of this sweet chili sauce. We're gonna get some tongs out. I need to find a spoon. Where's my spoon at? Ah. Got some more sweet chili in there. All right, I'm okay with that. It's a salty, savory sauce. It's got some kick to it. I'm really enjoying that. I'm just gonna hit this with a pinch of sugar. And by pinch, I mean probably about a quarter cup. And we're going to start getting that back to heat. Bring this back up to a boil. And we're going to cheat. And so, like I said, if you want to thicken something, you're trying to make a sauce, you're trying to make a gravy, just mix some cold water with some cornstarch, and it works just like a roux. Like I said, a lot of people find this to be the cheating way. Me personally, I'm like, fuck it, you know? Wontons and stick them back in the thing. Wrap these up for another day. So how is everybody doing tonight? What is the haps? Did everyone have a good Monday? I know that's a weird question to ask, but I actually had a pretty good Monday. So, you know, what do you do? All right, now that we got this back up to a boil, we're gonna, like I said, I got some cold water in here. I'm gonna add the cornstarch. Cornstarch is gluten-free, as long as it's not modified. Modified cornstarch could contain gluten. Regular old, just normal cornstarch is gluten free. So if you have dietary restrictions, this works well in soups. It works well in sauces, gravies, stuff like that. We're going to make it just a little bit thicker. We're going to go just a little bit thicker with it. We're going to make this almost like a balsamic reduction. We're going to make this just super thick, super sticky. That's what we're going for. We're just going to kill the heat on that. And that's what we're doing. Was a chill Monday, stream some D&D commission art? Hell yeah. Called the girlfriend and now I'm watching deliciousness be made. Oh, well thank you, sir. It hasn't got the seal of approval yet. So in case you haven't noticed, when things are good, usually around here, that means they don't suck. So if you hear that, that means that it turned out pretty damn good. I'm not one to toot my own horn, and that's why I say that doesn't suck. That and it's really funny. All right, so we got our rice going. Needs a minute. Just a moment. That's ready. We're going to get our oil back up to temp. We're just going to give that a quick thermo check. Sitting at about 250. I usually like about 300. Aha, that's hot. All right, so I'm actually going to step away for a second. Run and grab something. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So in case anybody is interested, JL/Oneshi Press is doing an art exchange, kind of like a Secret Santa thing, that you can sign up for through the Oneshi Discord, or JL's Discord, I believe. JL, correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free to post a link. I think I have links enabled. Actually, I'm I wonder if I have this command set up yet. I'm really bad at setting my computer up. Ah, I don't even have it set up. All right. Dale, that might be something that I have you help me with, and then I will shout everyone. I will shout their names to the rooftops. So I'm actually going to get a couple paper towels ready. And we're going to go ahead and start frying. Now, these will hold some liquid, so you're probably going to get some popping, some spitting, all that fun stuff. That one just completely fell apart on us. That's unfortunate. It will do that sometimes. So, I mean, that's unfortunate, but it happens. I got a little ambitious and wanted to try and just go, go, go. With these rice papers, you're probably just going to have to hold them in the oil. You know, if you lose a little filling, it's not that big a deal. So like I said, this is the fun part. We're just giving them a little fry, kind of heating them up. Start sticking wontons in there. The wontons are going to hold up way better. So we're just going to drop those in. I mean, and this is half the fun about cooking. Is like, you know, you got to experiment. You got to fail a little. So you're not the first person to ask that, Lucas. And like I've told everyone else, the second you figure out how to mail hot food, I'll do it. Like I will send some grub everyone's way. They just got to figure out how to ship it without it spoiling. If you can tell me how, I will make it happen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to move this stuff over. We're going to let these keep going until they get kind of a nice golden brown, nice crisp to them. Bring the dry ice. Does dry ice work for hot food? Now we're just going to do some fun presentation stuff real quick. Just going to lay a line of our mayfloy down the center. Remember, this is just sweet chili sauce. We're going to take this sauce that we just made. We're going to kind of go across that. If you really want to know how restaurants get perfect plating, I'll show you exactly how right now. There's a lot of this going on. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pull our wontons out now. We're going to go ahead and kill the heat on our oil. And exactly, insider secrets revealed. That's how it's done right there. We're just waiting on our rice. Our rice is almost ready. When the rice is ready, we will start plating. That impromptu sauce turned out pretty fucking tasty. All right, we're waiting on the rice. I will be right back. Come on, rice. I know we're getting close. We're so close. So just to kind of show you, we got our nice, crunchy. Hold it up to the microphone. Rice is right. Wonton ASMR sound. All right, so this is hot. So this is part of the reason why I wear a sweater when I'm cooking at home. Is because I have built-in pot holders. We're just gonna give our spoon a rinse real quick. We're just gonna kind of fill in this negative space with some rice. And then let's go ahead and do that with our other plate. If it's not perfect, it's fine. I mean, this is for you. This is, whatever you feel like you need to do, you do. You do you. just gonna real quick with some of our wontons. And then don't forget your spring rolls. You got to be gentle with the spring rolls because these rice wrappers really like to fall open. Yeah, we could red J square. And then we'll just grab our spoon, pick up a little bit more of our sauce, and just real quick give that a little glaze. And we lost our spoon. Oh well. So there is our spring roll plate. And then there is our wonton plate. Now let's go feed the cakes. I actually forgot to grab her a fork. All right. So now, I'm a very forgetful person, Lindsay. You know this. Because we lost our other sauce spoon, I'm just gonna real quick give these each a little dab of our homemade sauce. Go ahead and grab some rice. Oh yeah, Locust, you haven't been here for this. But I actually sit here and I eat this in front of you. All right. That definitely doesn't suck. Oh man. That's real good. Here, let's get this on mic. Oh, that's really good. I'm not even gonna lie. That's really good. The salty savory from that sauce we made with the sweet chili, so good. Ah. So, any questions, comments, concerns? now that everybody's hungry, is there any questions about how this all went down? Surprise butt flex. I hope that you leave my stream hungry every time. I hope that I can do that for you. Success. All right. Then tonight was not a failure. Now, to kind of keep the spring rolls together better, you can fry them in the pan. I just wanted to see if deep frying them would work, whether or not they'd stay together or not. Obviously, they didn't stay together all that well. We had some moderate success with it, but all good. But, you know, minus the pork taking a while to cook, you know, this is actually a relatively quick meal, you know. And that's why I do what I do. It's like just to show you, you can make good food super quick. You just got to know what tools and methods to use to do it. All right, last one. So good. How often do you cook actually compared to eating out? So I wish I could be it's probably about 50-50. I'm still kind of in transition from, you know, working in kitchens where, you know, when you get home from cooking for fucking 10 hours a day, like the last thing you want to do is cook. So I'm still kind of bad about eating out. Um, but, you know, like I said, I was in the industry for, you know, closer to a decade. So I'm trying to break habits that I formed, you know, after 10 years of, you know, working and being in a certain lifestyle. So, I mean, it's still going to take some time, but I'm definitely cooking more at home. Um, you know, when I can actually um, commit, I'll probably start doing some more cooking streams during the week. I just don't want to repeat a bunch of stuff for you guys. I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over. Um, so that's why I've kind of stuck to the 1 day a week, you know, trying to come up with something new, something fresh for you to try at home. Eventually, I do want to, probably starting in the new year, I'm going to have some of my friends over to kind of do some stuff. My friend Steve, he was the PM sous chef at my last job. He's one of the guys that taught me how to cook when I was just a dishwasher. He's going to come over and we're going to do pasta one night. We're going to do pasta from scratch. So if that's, you know, whether we do ravioli or noodles or whatever have you, I mean, that's what we'll do. I want to have my friend Tom over. He's one of the best pastry guys that I've ever worked with, and he makes the best donuts I've ever had in my life. So one of these nights I want to do donuts. So I mean, we are going to expand into things that aren't necessarily my forte, but we'll have people who like really know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to that stuff doing it. So that'll be good. But on that note, everyone, I am going to call it a night. I'm gonna start getting everything cleaned up. I'm gonna call it a night. Um, but thank you for coming by. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being in chant. We are going to raid J squared. JL, simmer down. Jace or Locust, I am super stoked you actually made a stream. Like that's awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's raid J squared. And let's just yell at him. Let's just yell raid. Let's just everyone just yell raid or kitchen raid. So everybody get ready with this hashtag kitchen raid. And 3, 2, 1. Raid. Stitch and Made. Yeah. Surprise Buttflex, your name has still brought me so much joy tonight. It's still bringing me joy. I appreciate it much. Blame Psy. All right. All right. Raid almost complete.